so this is what we'll be doing. That will actually be the very last, but we'll completely detail this air stair. I don't know if you can tell actually how bad it is, but it's pretty dingy. So that'll look almost new when it's done. And then as far as the inside of the airplane, it's not bad. All the old gold plating has to be cleaned up, and if we can save it, we'll save it. If not, we'll try to do something different. The seats are not bad, they're just a little dingy. Carpets, those are gonna have to come out and be completely cleaned and shampooed. They'll look almost new when we're done. A few other little things in here. Forgive me, I'm trying to get in here, get set down. We may go buy some gold foil tape and replace this right here, make that go away. But the main thing is just to clean up stuff like this, you know, and make things that are not shiny again. And then I think we're gonna do the throttle quadrant right here completely. We'll paint it black again and then polish the edges. It'll look really, really nice. But that's where we'll be starting, is up here. We'll get the seats out of it and then get up here and get started cleaning. And we always do, we redo the autopilot controller and try to do the best you can with it and just make it look nice. There's really not much you can do with those, but we try to make them look as good as we can. We'll always redo these radio faces here, the knobs for the air vents and air control in here, these knobs here. Oh man, you know, the oxygen, the parking brake, you know, replace the switch plate or the little switch condoms, re-placard everything. You see these placards are just not good. I don't know if you can see that because I'm using my iPhone today rather than my GoPro. But I mean, so the placards right there, like the DME nav, we'll replace all of those. We will paint and do the guarded switch covers over here, clean up, see how the circuit breaker panel gets all that crud down in there. We'll make all that go away. Try to touch up the paint on some of the plastics and stuff as much as possible, and then I gotta try to figure out what to do with that. I think I'm gonna be making one and doing something silly. I don't know yet. But anyway, that's a look around the inside of the 421 a little bit. Sorry for the shaky camera. Trying to get around in these things is not easy. So, but anyway, as I keep going, I will keep up with it and try to show what I'm doing with the aircraft. Let me get my butt out. And on that note, I'm going to get to work. All right, so I wanted to show just how dark and dirty these carpets actually get. This is the center runner that goes up the middle. So as you're walking, through the aircraft, this goes up the middle. This is the pilot and co-pilot seatbelt slots. And this is the pilot and co-pilot's floor. Yeah. So I thought I'd save moving this until, yeah. It's pretty dirty. So hopefully they'll clean up pretty well. We got seats, bulkheads, rear cabinet, or whatever, all out of it. And you can be able to see she's gutted. other than side panels, I'll leave the side panels and clean them in place. It's just much easier. But then we'll be able to pay attention to the floors and clean them up and get the adhesive off of them and just, man, try to make it look better. So anyway, just wanted to share that. This is kind of what the seats look like out of the aircraft. That's co-pilot, and that's the pilot seat. There's other things I'm going to show, like where they sprayed glue all over the chrome bases for the seats and things like that. We're going to fix all of that. But anyway, it's on to dinner, shower, back at it tomorrow. So, we're back at it today. Project for today is get carpets cleaned, which in previous video and photos you'll see how dirty they actually are. Right now, what we're doing is this. So the Velcro is always crazy when you pull them up. Nobody ever glues it down right. They just use the two side on, stick it down, you know. And they never stay. So today's little goal, or for the next few hours, is to replace all the glue, or all the Velcro, on the backs of the parts. That way, on the backs of the carpets, that way whenever we do flip them over and shampoo them and get them clean, I don't have to flip them back over to do the Velcro work. Because, you know, they're going to get something on them. It never fails. So anyway, that's just an update of what we're doing today, is that. And I know yesterday I said I'd walk around the outside of the airplane, or walk around the airplane. Just a little walk around the airplane real quick. It is a Cessna 421C. Not sure what year it is. It's a good looking old bird. And you guys that see this that are interested in a 421C, ridgeair.com. Ridgeair worldwide aircraft sales. Pretty good looking old bird. Boots look like they're in pretty good shape. Paint is not horrible. A nice deep detail, and should be really, really sharp. Maybe some color changes on the stripes. But anyway, I'm gonna get back at it. You know the deal. Mike, 80. Let's get back to work. Okay, so this is not dry yet, so it's gonna look a lot darker than what it should. And I should probably have some light on this where we could actually see it, but it's kind of dark in here. Anyway, I just want to say that right there is probably one of the best carpet cleaners or stain removers I've ever used. I use a plethora of stuff, and man, that right there works really, really well. Here's my line from there over. And I didn't really scrub that. I sprayed it, agitated it a little bit, and went out here and rinsed it out just to see what it would do. Now we're fixing a second clean and do the whole piece. And we'll see how it comes out. So anyway, we'll show that in just a second. Okay, so I just finished re-gluing all of the Velcro back down to the runners. And that piece. They put that wide Velcro on it, and there's little narrow strips in the airplane, so. Yeah, anyway. This is the entry. Goes right here on the entryway. So it'll go in this area here and gets quite filthy. So, sorry about that. We'll go back over here. You can see just how bad it really is. So I'm not going to film this because I'm waiting on the GoPro to charge up and get everything set up. I'll film all the rest of it. But I'm going to do some tests on this. We have a few chemicals over there you can't see. And we're going to see what works here. So I'll get back at it. All right, so the carpets. This one has a weird stripe. I think it will come out once it's all dry. But yeah, it will. It's just the way it's rubbed in the opposite direction. So, but anyway, man, they came out awesome. For as dirty as they were, that. We may run back over it one more time, just for giggles. Still have some spot cleaning to do, and some of the edges and stuff, but man, for the most part, they're still drying right now. This one is pretty much dry. And the door jamb piece, the very first piece that we showed. Yeah, what a difference, huh? Very cool. So, and something I haven't done is showed my setup here. So we put this cargo trailer together with the sleeping quarters and restroom and work quarters in it for me to go back out on the road and do the aircraft detailing with. Picked up this old truck. Actually pulled my big fifth wheel, but I love this truck, man. She's awesome. But anyway, there's the trailer. 16 foot, 8 foot tall, 7.5 foot wide, almost 8 foot wide. Wired 30 amp service. Shower, bathroom. Getting ready to do some different kind of AC on it. Probably going to do a single zone mini split. It's going to be the best bet, I think. If not, it'll be a roof AC. But anyway, I'm going to pack it in for the evening. It's dinner time. Got a nice little evening here at JSO. I'm gonna call it a day. So, this morning we start with seats. I already did a little cleaning last night, a little test place right here, here, and here. Several different chemicals. And to be honest with you, nothing really touches it. Getting stuff out of these little crevices right here it's a pain. So anyway, I'm going to try a couple more things this morning, and I will probably set up the camera and just do maybe a time lapse of what I'm doing. So anyway, that's where we're at. This is probably the worst seat out of them. Pilot and co-pilot seats are always pretty bad. And then the entry seat, because everybody grabs hold of the back of the seat to pull themselves in. So those two are usually a little messy. But, oh, y'all are seeing my secret over there. Sorry. So I am going to get back at it and get this camera set up and see what we can get going here. So once more, this is the armrest for that same seat that we've been working on. And it just makes such a difference, man. When this is in the airplane and that seat's clean and the lights hit it, it's just, wow, it's gonna pop. Then we'll also address these. I'll paint them once I get everything else cleaned and done. I'll come back and touch that stuff up. But you can see how dirty the seat is. So we'll get at that here in a minute, but that's how that came out down there. It was all glue. You see the top side, other side, and these little points in front. This one I still have a little bit of glue to clean off of it. It's a little harder. But this one here, we got it pretty clean. Still looks like there's a little bit there. No, it's just reflection. Yeah, it's just a little bit of reflection. There's some glue in there, but not horribly bad. So, I mean, that's just the things, those little things that people don't do. So, I'm gonna get back at it. So, a little quick update on the co-pilot's chair here. Got this, which looks like paint, I think. We'll get that off after a while. But it's got a couple of other little places that I need to address, but for the most part, it is clean. Still got to do the back. I have not done the back at all, so we're working on that. I got tied up yesterday with the guys from Ridge Air here, putting in LED lighting in the hangar. Check that out. It is so much better in here. So anyway, let's look at this. So that's what it looks like now after one cleaning and still a little bit to go. And that's what it looked like. Back over here. Once again. So I'm gonna get back at it, make a day of this, and I'll do a side-by-side comparison on them before I start that pilot's chair. All right, back. Okay, so this is just another one of those things. This is missing a piece of carpet like this, which I have and I will glue back on after I'm done, sorry about that, detailing the rest of the seat. But it had these seat tracks or these drawer tracks in the way, and it does not have the drawers in any of the other seats any longer. So we're removing the tracks, but no one has ever cleaned the chrome bases on these. Most all these 400 series Cessnas, the bases have been chromed at some point in time. And they look so nice. When you walk up in the airplane, you'll see that. Now this you won't see, because like I said, this you won't see because it's got carpet on it, but you will see that edge right there as you're coming through the airplane or going, coming in the airplane. You'll actually see that a little bit. So just like I said, another one of those little things that I do. Thought I'd just document real quick. I might get back at it. So I just took the first seat belt off the co-pilot side forward-facing seat, which would be the back seat facing forward, and this gold plating is so, I don't know if it's nicotine, if it's glue, oh sorry, you were looking at the belt, if it's just stuff, I don't know. Anyway, it's coming off and looking pretty decent. I'm just doing it lightly with some 4/0 steel wool. Anyway, we'll do that, and then I'm going to clean the belts up real good. They got a lot of glue on them, so we'll see if we can't get that crap off of them. We'll be back at it. All right, so this is the pilot's chair after cleaning and putting the preservative on it. It's a big difference. Sitting here cleaning it and not really thinking it's getting that clean, but it really is getting that clean. The only problem is like here, these are deep cracks, and it's a very inexpensive leather, so the dye is trying to come off of it, and the cracks are pretty deep. So, but anyway, that is it protected and done. It is lunchtime for me, and then I have 4 more chairs to do real quick, which are the cabin chairs, which are usually not near as bad. And then I'm going home for a couple days. I'll come back out and spend all the next week here finishing up. So anyway, lunchtime, get back at it. All right, so we got the 2 pilot and co-pilot seats. They're done, minus, I still got to mix up a little bit of color and see if I can match the seat base color. We got the divider, the rear divider, done. And got all the seats done. That turned out really good. You can see what I mean now. You can see the chrome bases. They stand out now. Anyway, that's what I was looking at. We're gonna call it a day. Shut it down, cook some dinner, get back at it in the morning. So, this is how we do this. Can you see me? Ooh, that's close up. I'm gonna set this up right here. I'm gonna scrub this belt right here. Get it soaking wet. Not gonna hurt it. You can already see the crap coming out of it. Oh wow. So this is a new cleaner that I found that I've been using. Found it at Walmart. Just like quite impressed with it, honestly. So it's pretty good. So the pressure washer will knock it all out, but I like to agitate it a little bit. I like to agitate it a little bit and, you know, call it names. Just to get the surface dirt off, make it a little easier. You can tell they're kind of worn. It's chafed right here pretty bad, but that's okay. It'll look like a brand new seatbelt when we're done. Figured I'd do this one, film it, and then I'll go back to doing my others. I've already polished the ends. They're gold plated, as you can tell. Or if you can't tell, they're gold plated. Just never a good thing in an airplane that sits out in the sun. Okay, I'm gonna let that soak for just a minute while I move the camera, and we'll get back at it. All right, I can promise you this is gonna make a mess. Stop right there for camera purposes. That's the difference that it makes right there. Everything that we do to these airplanes, that I do to these airplanes, that's the difference. Taking and cleaning those seat belts. A lot of other detailers don't do that. But that's where mine's more restoration than detail. So anyway, that's what we got. I'm gonna get back at it. So back out doing seat belts on the 421, and I just wanted to show that is probably the dirtiest seat belt I've ever seen in my career of doing this. I mean, that thing is filthy. This is normally what they look like, just kind of dingy, but wow, that thing's bad. Okay, so, wow, what's the difference on this? Let me go get this thing cleaned up. I might actually video doing that one. So let's see if we can do this. All right, so we've made our way into the aircraft. Man, that air stair is going to be a nightmare. It's pretty bad. And all the gold plating, it's, man, some of it's flaking and delaminating in places. As you can see right here along this piece, it's tarnished really bad. I don't know if, I don't know if people were smoking in it. Like all of the light switch and, or light and air conditioning vents are the same way. They're everywhere. All this gold trim has got to be steel wooled and cleaned and made look fairly decent. And then we have the panel. I've got the AC blowing in here nice and cold right now. We're fixing to get at just cleaning in here. I'm gonna vacuum and clean and get all that done, and then I'm gonna work on the panel tomorrow and tomorrow night. Anyway, that's an update. It's not too bad in here as far as the side panels and the window trims and stuff are not too awful bad. So always pretty rough around the door. Pilot, co-pilot, headliner, you know, is usually a little bit bad. This one's not horrible. So anyway, I'm gonna get back at it. Check me back. So here's another day on the 421. These are the air vents that go above your head. And so that's actually a finished one. Let's look. This is what they look like when they come out of the airplane. I cleaned them last night with just a degreaser and a cleaner to get whatever the nicotine or whatever it was on them off. Oops, you can't see that. Oh, whatever, I don't care. This one is not as dirty as the rest. Some of them were. Some of them were pretty bad. So the outside of this thing looked just like the inside until I cleaned them last night. I don't know why I didn't take it off the inside of them. But anyway, there's a whole pile of them. I've done 4 of them already. And we come up with something. Steel wool Q-tips. Oh, we may have to get on that. But we got the ashtrays down here cleaning up. They're usually a pain. This is the tension knob for the throttle quadrant. It is stripping right now on the cleaner. And we just cleaned a set of carpets and a few other things. So I'm gonna call that good for right now. Get this finished up. These are air control knobs and such. We will clean them up and polish them. They'll look really, really nice. They'll look like that, almost. Anyway, it's about lunchtime, and I'm gonna stay at it. We're working all weekend through to get this thing done. So anyway, I'm gonna get back at it. So this is my machine process. We just chuck it up in the drill, and then see if I can do this. I'll put this in my pocket. It's actually where y'all get most of your time. In my pocket. So put it in shirt pocket. Run the drill kind of slow. Man, it's so satisfying. That one came loose on. It came real loose on me.
don't chug them down very hard because they're brass. Sorry for the chittering. A lot of times I'll leave them like that. This customer likes them polished. So, anyway, that's how we do that. I'll show you how I polish them here in just a minute. Okay, we'll do this where you can actually see it. It's just too cool. And that is how we do that. You see, it's kind of shiny-ish. So, I'm going to do this. I have to have 3 hands. I only have 2. Think about it. Polished. So, like I said, go from that to that. You saw the first step. Anyway, that's how we do that. What you're seeing here are the rings for the oxygen port that goes above your head in that little light fixture with the air vent and the light, and then your oxygen port. So, and I'm just kind of polishing it with some 4/0 steel wool. Just thought I would show that, and doing this voiceover on it because the fan was running and it was kind of loud. Well, sorry for the audio. We'll get a little bit better at doing that. But anyway, enjoy this, and I'll get back at it.